part 2 is finally here. AKA I just got done recording part 1 and talked for like 25 minutes. And so I had to break it up into 2 videos, which is fine. Because last time we unboxed the slugs. These are so fun. You know, we're making a shoe called Slugs, first of all. It's super high quality across the board, real shearling, leather lasting board that's Blake stitched around the traditional Goral way of doing things, a cup sole, trying to make a manly version of this really popular Ugg. Because these are nice. You see people putting around and be like, that looks comfortable. I can't wear that. Not without feeling weird about it anyway. I wish I had like a manly version, like Slugs, slipper Uggs, manly Uggs, combine that into Slugs. Pretty fun. But we already went over that. So if you want more information, go watch that unboxing, because those are sweet. We're doing very small quantities of those, because it's honestly mostly just for fun. Like it's fun to call a product Slugs, and it's one of the highest quality footwear that you can buy, and arguably the most durable construction of any sneaker. So what are these scratches and dents that we're talking about for our 30% off scratch and dent sale? Well, a lot of people are concerned, oh, are they as strong? Are they still covered by the warranty? They're basically the exact same harnesses and products. They just have small cosmetic flaws that are most of the time just inherent to leather, because it's the skin of an animal. And this hide that we have here is called a side. And what they mean by side is it's literally the entire side of a cow. So it's like if you split a cow's hide in half down the back and down the belly, they get half the cow. And so right here, this is where the kind of the neck area is, like the lower neck. Up here is the shoulder neck area pivot point. And so right off the bat, you're gonna always have deep wrinkles through the leather, just like sometimes you get on your forehead, they never go away. Same thing with the neck of an animal. And so these are not even flaws, it's just how the leather is, but some people get concerned, oh, it's gotta be flawless, I'm paying all this money. I'm like, I understand that, and that's why we save them for scratch and dent, but at the same time, it is leather, it's from an animal, and they're always gonna have inherent flaws, but that's why we do the 30% off. Because even up here, you can see there's a brand right there, and it's not necessarily gonna ruin the structure of the leather. Same thing with like these little barbed wire scars. It's just cosmetic. And so they're still covered by warranty, still has all the same hardware, everything is still the same, just small cosmetic flaws. Allows us to reduce our waste by a considerable amount, and you get 30% off, so check it out below. Okay, let's start with this one. So this is the Mugs 2-ish, because you probably already know what the Mugs are, manly Uggs, right? And there's one thing that could be improved that, you know, it's a balancing act with any of this kind of stuff, you know, especially with Mugs. You don't want the shearling showing so it looks like you're wearing furry boots or shoes, but you want it to be warm. And so there's always that balancing act. And so with the Mugs, one of the things that we tried to balance was having an outsole that just looked like a regular sneaker outsole, so you don't look like you're wearing, you know, Uggs, essentially. But it's not, you know, it's a good enough winter sole. But we wanted to try something a little different for this launch. Give the option to do a little bit different setup. So, I think we're ready. Oh, and these drop August 22nd. And if you're not on the email list, you might want to be if you want a pair of these, because the week leading up to the launch, we send you sizing information, specs, we send you how to wear, we send you exclusive content, and you get early access. And so the goal with that is you get all your ducks in a row leading up to Thursday, August 22nd, so that as soon as that early access email comes in 4 or 6 hours early, I'll give you the official time. We'll put it where this side. All you got to do is put your size in, push order, and you're done. Versus the public launch where you're going to race everybody else after the video posts. So get on the email list if you want to guarantee as much of a chance to get these as possible, because the Mugs sell fast, because there's literally nothing else like it, and they work really well. So let's check out these Mugs. Ooh, that actually looks shockingly good. I did not think that was gonna work so well. What? That actually works. It's that classic Vibram pattern on the, but it's a cup sole. So it's like the wedge sole pattern, but it's a cup sole. And so you're gonna get a lot more grip. It's gonna be a lot more surface to her, like more gaps between the lugs so you can squish out that water, get that snow to release instead of smaller lugs. And that works. That is surprising. I was not convinced that it would actually work as like a sneaker. Obviously it's a little more rugged, but that's that trade-off. You wanna go more looking like a sneaker, you do the other outsole. It's not gonna be as grippy, it's not maybe as thick, because I don't really know, I haven't cut them in half yet, but we're gonna cut them in half for the main video on Thursday, 22nd. But yeah, that's cool. So just a little more rugged, just enough, without it looking like a hiking boot outsole like the other one. The other thing you might notice is there is no shearling that's visible on the outside like on these pairs. You know, usually you've got the two-toning with the shearling. Well, that's because we've been playing with just layering that over top so that you have all the shearling on the inside, but no exposed shearling leather on the outside. So it's not gonna be as flexible because it's double layered up, but it's gonna be more water resistant, it's gonna be more insulating, and it has just a different look to it. Instead of that windowed look, it's more like almost more, it looks a lot more like the Smugs, honestly. And that is cool. What is this leather? It might be like CF Stead. I feel like I might have talked to Dom about that or something. I think it's CF Stead. It might be like kudu or something. Every time I think something's kudu, it's usually not. That is cool. So fun. Okay, should we do green? Let's check out the greens. Okay, so this is not the full leather version, but it's got the Vibram sole, and it's green. Ooh. I think that outsole works. Obviously it's black, and the rest of them are gum. I wonder if there are different colors. We'll probably launch as black this first round, but that looks cool. Very happy. And there's nothing even close to this on the market, which is honestly the only way to do things. Like, why make something that already exists? Like, what are you doing? Like, sometimes it happens on accident, or sometimes you design something that is similar, but you put your own spin on it, you know, but like, because it's not like invented shoes, it's not like invented shearling shoes, but like making this was a spin on that concept, and that's the most fun. That's like, why else design products if you're not gonna do that? And me and Sam were talking about it. It's the most fulfilling. If you're into product design or any kind of design or art, that's the best feeling, is you're taking something that doesn't exist and just like condensing it into reality and like pulling it from the ether and be like, I think people want this, or at least I like this, I want this, you know, whatever it happens to be, and then you do it and you're like, it just is, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like that feeling of creative expression essentially is what it is, and it's so fun. I don't know what I'm rambling about. Just like this, okay? It's fun. Oh yeah. I don't love the black with the natural. You know, it's just a little bit too heavy color on the bottom. I have no idea if we're doing multiple colors, but this one, some people are gonna like it, just not my favorite. The green and black works, kind of reminds me of the Indy 4, kind of that jungly style. And obviously this looks good. Okay, this one, it's another full leather version. Oh, this, oh my, every single one. I'm like, this looks cool. This looks even better. This is, I didn't even know they're sending this. That is really nice. This is kind of like, I think this is that CF Stead leather that we saw in the first unboxing. I recorded a few months ago though, so it's hard to remember, even though they post like a few days away from each other. But dang. And so this is like a lot closer to boots, right? So you get the more luggy outsole, starting to get that full leather covering. So you're starting to flirt with the more boot side of this spectrum. And I'm okay with that because they look really, really cool. Last one. Another full leather. Oh, Billy. These turned out so good. I'm like shocked at how much I actually like these, because I was really on the fence when we were talking about it, looking at these outsoles. I was like, and it's not gonna be everyone's cup of tea, but I really like it, especially these full leather versions. So yeah, if you want more durability, if you want more insulation, you want more grip, you want more winter ready, like shading towards boots, you get the full leather with this new Vibram outsole. If you want to go way towards the other end of the more sneaker part of the spectrum, you go with the old outsole, you go with the shearling, not the full leather, I don't even know what we're gonna call them. I have no idea. The one that has more shearling exposed. It's gonna be more flexible, more breathable. And then the variations in between kind of span that gap. So on the one end, you got a lot closer to boot. On the other end, you got a lot closer to sneaker. And then all these kind of lie in between. So let's try them on. I'm curious to see how these look. What am I, whoa, what? Some slugs on my feet? Almost like I just got done recording the first half of this. Go watch the slugs video. I think I'm gonna do these two. Yeah, with this double leather, it feels a lot more like a boot. It's a lot more substantial around your foot. It's really not too puffy either. I was really worried that with all that leather, it was gonna be ridiculously puffy. And this is pre-break-in. You know, like once these are actually broken in, that wool and that shearling is gonna slowly kind of compress and take your shape of your foot a little bit more. You're gonna get those wrinkles and all those folds. So for a first try on, my fears of it being too puffy, not too bad at all. I'm like 80% sure that this is CF Stead leather, which is gonna be fun because we haven't really covered CF Stead at all. You know, I think maybe some of the Clarks, we mentioned it. I'll for sure ask them to make these pull loops bigger. Can't even get my pinky in there. This one's bigger. Maybe it's just a mis-sewn or something. These are prototypes after all. Gotta cut them a little slack. I love these. Holy cow. These look so good. They're definitely more boot-ish, you know, but they still look like sneakers. They are freaking sick. Look at that. I really like these. They turned out really nice. I love them, first of all. I said it probably 50 times in this video, but they turned out perfect. I love them. I think they're so good. And these launch on August 22nd. Limited numbers, just like always. You know, we don't want to overwhelm Goral. They're doing us a solid by making these boots for us because that shearling is not easy to work with. It gets everywhere. It gets in everyone's noses while they're cutting. And so they're generous in doing the quantities they're doing, but it is limited. It's not this fake scarcity thing. We're trying to pump them out and like we're trying to build the hype. It's just, you know, it's what the factory's willing to do. And so thank you guys for supporting these. Make sure on the email list so you don't miss out on the super limited quantities of slugs, but especially these. This is cool. I'm trying not to over promote it because it turned out perfect. So they launch on August 22nd, and thank you guys. This is literally the most fun that I've had with this business in years because it's right up my alley. It's everything I love about product design and what we do with reviewing products and scrutinizing them and really digging deep into the functionality and the form. So to be able to be involved on the back end of it, not only has it taught me so much about the footwear world and how things work and why brands do certain things and the limitations and all the different things that I never would have known without doing these collaborations, but it's also just cool working with these brands and making really unique stuff that doesn't really exist. And it's so fun. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate all your support and see ya.